faster. And look at Justin Hall and Steve Graham. Absolutely, but it's Justin Hall yesterday, he's really super pumped about this. He wants to show the world what he can do. But it's all about Brent Howell right now with Jeremy Jones just behind him and then Justin Hall.
And look at these Ultra 4 cars out there racing, doing such a great job. Having so much fun out here at the big house.
They are indeed picking their way through. Look at this fantastic action here from our EMC classes. The lead cars wake their way up through.
There's Jeremy Jones, Steve Graff, Justin Hall, Ryan Webb, Ryan Rockhold. Again, there are 3 separate classes racing right now. The 4500 Yukon Gear Axle Modified class, the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class, and the 4600 Spider Track Stock class.
But it's all about that young man now, Brent Howell, still in the lead as he makes his way across the rocks. In second place is Jeremy Jones, and just behind him,
I missed him. We'll see who that was. I think it was Steve Graff.
it was Steve Graff.
And look at him drifting out here. These are 4-wheel drive vehicles doing amazing things. These cars are the Swiss Army knife of off-road. We race King of the Hammers, Crandon, Mid-America Outdoors, Sturgis, California, Tennessee, Kentucky. We go over huge rocks, mountains, short course jumps, tight trees, mud, dust, desert. These cars can do it all and do it all well.
Indeed, these are the solid axle variety. So what do we mean by that? Exactly what we say on the tin. Solid axles front and rear. Tomorrow we're going to see the 4400s, and they can have IFS front suspension if they would like.
They
But
can have
today,
IRS as well,
they
too.
can indeed. Although I don't think we have any of those in racing this weekend. But right now, it's all about this young man, Brent Howell.
Last year he got an early lead and broke something, so we hope to see he does a great job tonight. But Brent Harrell is out front in the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class, but Jeremy Jones is not letting him out of the sight.
He's not, and you can see that Brent Howell's taking the spare wheel on the back of the car.
Meyer is faster.
It is. Jeremy Jones is still running his full race spec though, so he's running that spare wheel.
And let's talk about Jeremy Jones just for a second. He is racing in tonight's race. He's also racing on Sunday for the 4400 class, because you can race up, you just can't race down.
Yeah.
But
People
Jeremy
say-
Jones has a little puff of smoke possible.
Yeah, he did. I was looking at that a little bit earlier. But people ask us, why are they still running their spare wheels? Simple. These vehicles have been set up to run with those wheels, but that smoke seems to be getting worse. Is it off a breather or something else, do we think?
Time will tell. Hopefully he can keep the car going. But Brent Harrell, they are in the Bronco Boulders, and Jeremy Jones is starting to reel him in just a little bit. Steve Graff and Justin Hall. Justin Hall's in first place in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. We're getting slideways with Mr. Jeremy Jones.
Yeah, just watching that smoke there. I think that could just be an engine breather. Looking good at
Jeremy
the moment.
Jones on screen trying to chase down Brent Harrell. We'll see Brent's dad, Brent Harrell, racing tomorrow and on Sunday. Great to see the whole family out here, and that's what Ultra 4 is all about, is family-friendly racing.
It is.
Steve
Look
Graff
at that.
getting
Steve
around.
Graff drifting there beautifully, closely followed by Justin Hall. Now Justin Hall races in 4500, and if you look at the front of his car, you can see it's that mechanical steering link going to a steering box.
Justin Hall's in a single-seat car. Back to Jeremy Jones and Steve Graff. What a great day of racing we've had all day long, going into the night here at the Big House for the 53rd Polaris Crandon World Championship Off-Road Racing.
That was Jeremy Jones we just saw there, followed by Steve Graff.
Justin
And then
Hall.
Justin Hall.
And there's Ryan Rockhold. That used to be a 4400 car. They lowered it down. There's Ryan Taylor, Ryan Webb, Sean Reisky.
Now Ryan Taylor we saw yesterday had a bit of an accident, decided to put on his lid, so it's great to see him back on course. But that is our race leader. That is car 56, and that is Brent Harrell.
And we have 4 laps to go for the 48 and 4500 classes. Brent Harrell gets into the Bronco Boulders.
Now, Miles, I'm watching this. We saw them attacking these rocks yesterday at higher speeds than this, so they really are thinking race savvy here. Keep the tyres on the car. They want to get to the finish.
Because remember, to finish first you must finish, and today's race only sets you up for gate picks for tomorrow. So, this race definitely is important, don't get me wrong, but you need to save the car, because tomorrow we go to the rigid rage on the rocks, and those rocks are bigger, nastier, and all the above.
Absolutely. So when we say about the rigid raid on the rocks, we're talking about an extra piece, of course. What they're going to do is they're going to cut out just before they get to the corner you see now. They're going to head out into the back end of Crandon, and there's a whole new rock trail out there, and I cannot wait to see that tomorrow night.
Yeah, the Crandon short course is about 1.7 miles, and the Ultra Rockwoods out back is 0.75, so about 2.5 miles. We had just 3/4 of a mile out in the back. We got jumps, we got rocks, we got it all. It's one you do not want to miss.
As we watch our current race leader, car 56, Brent Harold, makes his way through the Red Bull Arch.
We still have some great battles out in the back. It looks like Bailey Cole is out front, then Vaughn Gittin Jr., and then Brad Lovell in the 4600 Spider Track stock class.
Now we saw Bailey Cole having some problems yesterday, had a flat tire in qualifying, so it's great to see that young man really pushing hard.
Jeremy Jones is
look at this. Now we
spitting
are
a little
Steve
smoke.
Smoke.
We saw that earlier, and it's not getting any better. Not sure what's going on, but hopefully he can keep it together.
Yeah, now maybe a puff of transmission oil on the exhaust, maybe. Always difficult to tell.
Jeremy Jones is running a co-driver. Dan Young's riding with him. I believe Brent Harrell is riding solo. Oh,
Jeremy
he does have a co-driver in there, sorry.
Yeah, Jeremy Jones really is within striking distance now. Fantastic drive here from the young man.
They're coming around a stock sportsman car. That's Matt Grisser, I do believe.
Now Brent Harrell's driving a vehicle that's built by Paul Herschel. Jeremy Jones.
A Trent Fabrication car.
Now the Trent Fab cars, they're very famous for this solid axle vehicle. Nice and low, so good in the rocks as well.
And then Steve
Very
Graff in
successful.
3rd place in the Steel Nuts off-road machine. So 3 different manufacturers all up front in the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. But right now it is Brent Harrell, Jeremy Jones, and Jeremy Jones is getting worse.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sure his
not-
spotter in the stands is letting him know that.
Yep, I don't think there's a last advanced in the world that's going to fix that one as we watch Brent Harrell making his way through. Turn 1 once again.
3 laps to go. Brent Harrell really running strong out front. Gets the whole shot and hasn't looked back.
It's a great looking car, completely different to many of the vehicles that we see out on track.
He debuted that car this year at King of the Hammers in February. So great to see him kind of work the new car blues through, but it's so far so good for Brent Harrell out front. And Jeremy Jones is still pushing hard.
Yeah, he's not letting
Trying
Brent
to reel
Harrell
him
go. But that smoke is definitely getting worse.
That's definitely a bummer for Jeremy Jones. He's still trying to race this car in the EMC and the 4400 Unlimited class. And the 4400 Unlimited class will start out tomorrow night and then race Sunday as well. Then the 4400 is the Unlimited cars.
Look how close Jeremy Jones gets to the back end of Brent Harrell here.
Starting to push a little bit harder through the Bronco
Yes,
boulder.
I think next lap we might see Jeremy Jones trying to make a pass on the rocks. But Brent Harrell just seems to have the extra horsepower as they come off the rocks and pick their way back towards turn 1.
There is an Amsoil hot pits, but in a short course race like this, if you have to go to the pits to change a tire, you are not going to get on the podium more than likely.
You see their lights now reflecting back off the dust.
And how awesome is that going to be tomorrow night? We're going to be racing into the night. So the rigid lights will be shining bright out back, and we're going to have a great race tomorrow as well.
And light strategy is going to become a massive part of the racing, as you'll see tomorrow. At the moment, you see them with their light bars blazing. Tomorrow night, you'll probably see those center bars switched off, and they'll be relying on side lights so they don't get the blinding light coming back up them off the dust.
So let's go through our field right now. We have Jeremy Jones.
In second place, we have Steve Graff, but I don't think that's right because our current race leader is actually that car there, which is Brent Harrell. So our scoring is slightly off at the moment. So it's Brent Harrell in first. In second place is Jeremy Jones. In third is Steve Graff.
In 4th goes to Ryan Taylor.
In fifth is Justin Hall.
And he's actually first in class.